Hey guys, I'm back and I'm going to do an episode on MVP Race, the USFL. We've just finished week 9, so I want to go over and talk about the guys that I believe have the best chance to win the USFL MVP. Starting out with Tier 1, my deserves to be mentioned. These guys aren't going to win the award. They truly don't deserve to win the award, but they've done enough this season where I feel like I got to mention them, give them the respect that they deserve. So starting off that list, we have Breland Speaks. He leads the league in sacks with 9 and has 2 forced fumbles, 47 tackles in 9 weeks. The Michigan Panthers defensive end has done a lot, and he still has given Michigan a chance to make the playoffs with week 10 around the corner. So definitely deserves a mention. Next one we have is the Birmingham tight end, Jace Sternberger. He has 29 receptions for 433 yards and 6 TDs. He's had some monster games that have really helped Birmingham. I don't think he is an MVP winner, but definitely one of the best tight ends in the league and deserves a shout out. The next one is another tight end. We have New Orleans Breakers tight end, Sage Jarrett. He has 45 receptions for 514 yards and 1 TD. He led the receiving yards for like 90% of the season. He just got passed by another guy who's going to be on this list, so I think he deserves to be there because he was a leader for so long. Deserves that respect, but not at the end of the day a guy who's going to be at that next level of this list. The next one, the guy who passed him on the receiving list, we have Philadelphia Stars wide receiver Corey Coleman, the former NFL player for the Browns and former Baylor Star wide receiver. Corey Coleman has 614 yards receiving and 47 receptions and has 4 TDs. Next on the list is New Jersey's running back Darius Victor. Has 91 carries for 506 rushing yards, 164 receiving yards, and 7 total TDs. He could be in that next tier if the Generals were playing better. They still have a chance for the playoffs, but just an up and down year. He had that really bad game where he felt like he was fumbling at every other play, so that's why he's just an honorable mention. The next one we have is the Birmingham running back C.J. Marable. That has 108 rush attempts for 469 rushing yards and 231 receiving yards with 4 TDs. He's had a great year. He's been kind of the Robin of the Birmingham offense, in my opinion, and he's done a really good job stepping up with Bo Scarborough going down. Marable's been that kind of go-to running back for them. And the last one on the list is Case Cookus. He has 2,048 passing yards with 13 passing touchdowns and 9 interceptions. Those 9 interceptions are what really hurts him and holds him back from being in that next tier. He also has 229 rushing yards, so he's been able to move the ball on the ground as well. He's the best player on the Stars, but his up and down performance to me keeps him from being in that next tier. All right, moving on to the next tier, they have a chance tier, and this tier is a group of people that have a chance to win the MVP. I don't know if they will, but I'm saying there's a chance. So in this group, we're going to start off with Mark Thompson, the running back for the Houston Gamblers. This dude has been carrying the Gamblers. He has 570 rushing yards on 166 attempts with 80 receiving yards and 13 rushing touchdowns. This dude has been awesome on the ground. He's a top 10 USFL all time. That includes the 80s when they played 18 game seasons. This man is doing everything for the Gamblers. He is carrying the offense, and if he was healthy those first 2 weeks, maybe he's really truly the front runner for the MVP. But he was out 2 weeks, so his numbers are good, but not electric compared to overall season. And also the Gamblers are looking outside in on the playoffs, and if you miss the playoffs, I don't think you should be MVP unless your numbers are just so far better than everyone else, and his aren't. So right now he's on the outside looking in. Needs to do a lot in this last week to help the Gamblers and get a little lucky to have a chance at the MVP and have a chance at the playoffs. Next one, we have New Orleans Breakers running back Wes Hills. He has 659 rushing yards on 171 attempts and 238 receiving yards with 10 total touchdowns. He was an absolute beast to start the season. I think he was the best running back for the first 4 weeks. I think Mark Thompson's kind of passed him as the best running back in the league, but his numbers early in the season are kind of holding him to have a little bit better numbers, at least rushing yards wise, than Thompson. Now, the problem with Hills is he has one of the best quarterbacks in the league as well, kind of helping him and helping that offense, and the Breakers struggle in the middle of the season also hurts. One upper hand they do have is they are in the driver's seat for the playoff spot. They win, they are in. They lose, they are probably out. Actually, they are out, which means they're out. And that has to hurt West Hills. Moving on to Bethel Thompson, the QB for New Orleans, who it's kind of 1A, 1B when it comes to who's carrying the New Orleans offense. But Bethel Thompson has 2,206 passing yards with 46 rushing yards and 12 passing TDs. Now, the downside with Bethel Thompson is he does have 8 interceptions, which hurts him. He's really thrown a lot of picks in their losses when he's held on to the ball and not turned it over. They've been very successful. When he has turned it over a lot, they have struggled. And you've seen 2 different kind of New Orleans Breakers offense, and it comes down to Bethel Thompson. But the 2-time Grey Cup winner in the CFL is one of the best quarterbacks in the league, but it's going to come down to how efficient can he be in this last week. Does he have a chance? I would say he's a very much a dark horse, because at this point, the guy who I am going to mention as the leader and the front runner is a lot more ahead, simply the fact his team's in the playoffs while Bethel Thompson is. And then my final tier 3, is the guy who should win, my front runner, Alex McGough. Alex McGough is the Birmingham quarterback. If you don't know, he has over 1,800 passing yards, 371 rushing yards. He has 18 passing TDs, 5 rushing TDs. He also is not turning the ball over. He only has 4 interceptions. So he has been the best quarterback in my opinion. He's been a dual threat quarterback. He's doing it with his feet. He's doing it with his arm. He's just carrying the Birmingham Stallions. You also know on the fact that they are clinched in the playoffs. So he's the only team to get his team clinched in the playoffs going into the last week. So his team is safe going into week 10. The dude is getting it done. Really cool story considering last year he got hurt early in the season. Jamar Smith had to take over. He carried the team to the championship. He got McGough had a little stint in the championship where he helped the team finish it off and win the game, but really wasn't a factor in season 1. This year, Smith gets hurt in week 1, gets hurt early, and then McGough has to carry the team and has been carrying the team to the playoffs. So really cool story to see them kind of switch roles, him get a lot of spotlight, and McGough getting his opportunity, stuck around, and now he's, it's paying forward. The opportunity has arisen, and he is hit it out of the park. So good for him. I'm happy for him. He should be the winner of the MVP. A small chance, one of my chance guys in tier 2 winning if they have a really big week 10 and McGough doesn't play week 10, but it's got to be McGough. He should be the MVP. Just don't mess it up, USFL. If you like this video, please like and subscribe for more, as I will be making more USFL, college football, and just football in general content.